Anyway, here we are. So I'm gonna first show off Alliance of Defiance. Welcome. It's a 2v2. What the fuck? Discord is being an idiot. And just alt tabs me for no reason. Anyway. So, this is Alliance of Defiance. It's actually a port from a Company of Heroes 1 map. Oh my goodness me. Will Discord just stop? It's literally just alt tabbing me for no reason. Okay. There we go. Discord's out. Yeah, it's actually a remake from a Company of Heroes 1 map. So you've got a lot of annoying buildings on the right that you need to hold if you want to, you know, have the fuel. And on the left, it's kind of similar, but it's more like green cover. In the center, there's this, I don't know, kind of central trench in a way, you could say. It's not really a trench, but yeah, the central position that you can hold. And yeah, it's just in general kind of laney in a way. Like there's 3 lanes that are relatively kind of set up from the start, you know? So that's what it is. Anyway, we also have Universal Carrier for the Brits. Obviously the people are, in case you haven't noticed, we have one Wehrmacht, Field Guard, and he's the one who sent in the replay, Old Guard. His friend is Majestic, he's playing as the OKW. The opponents are Johnny Calcinia as the Soviets and Peace as the poor Brits. We're gonna have to deal with machine guns.
Universal carrier ready for the off.
Yeah, Universal Carrier does not want to stick there. The Universal Carrier is helping to support this infantry section, which was able to get into the building, which is actually a very good thing, because this makes it a little bit more difficult for this MG40. What the hell was that? He just reversed into the... I don't know. I don't know. That's really weird. Soviets are going for some penals, which is kind of okay. Kind of okay. And yeah, he's just, I guess, trying to keep these buildings safe. And Pinos are great for that because they've got some of the best rifle firepower of any infantry, really, especially in the early game. And so if you just put them in a building, they're gonna do well. Volksgrenadiers are trying to get in close, and yeah, this is a good spot if you're the Germans. But what the Pinos should be doing instead of capping the point is getting around and you know, making sure that they cannot do that. But oh well. This still going pretty good for the Soviets. With just 2 units, he's able to hold off the entire German, you know, force on this side, and then he's got a unit to spare to cap the center. It's not going quite as well for the Brits, though, who are forced to retreat, partially because of how they used their Universal Carrier, and I'm not sure what they did with their machine guns, but they were, yeah, they were probably flanked. And so now the Germans can cap the building with their own MG42. Oh, nice flank coming in with those Pinos. This is going to put quite a bit of pressure on the OKW, but he's going to sort of reply by getting his Sturms behind the building here and firing into the blind spot. It's always kind of retarded how you can shoot into a blind spot, but you cannot shoot out of it. So it's kind of like the bullets penetrating the walls. I feel like that should have a little bit of a penalty at least. But oh well, that's okay. Would be probably pretty hard to code now, would it? Mortar on the field, and that's pretty damn good considering that Soviet guy went for a sniper. So mortar's going to be useful against that, and plus well, I mean, it's actually from the Wehrmacht player who's on the other side. It's going to be even more useful against the machine gun here, Vickers, which is running away again. Man, what are you doing with your machine gun piece? Must be very, very reckless if he keeps retreating it. Wasp upgrade on the field. That's very, very good against MG42s. And actually, Old Guard has decided to go for one of the weirder doctrines, which is the Storm Doctrine, which means that he can camouflage his MGs. That's never that bad of a thing, actually. Because they get a damage bonus, damage boost when they come out of the stealth. So that's never a bad thing. And of course, Storm Doctrine also gives him later the artillery piece, which is not a bad call-in by any means. And then we have the Fortifications Doctrine, which also has the artillery. So we actually have a lot of artillery for the Germans. A Cuba wagon. Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this, my friend? Because, honestly, with the UC being on the field... I don't know. Oh, wow! Okay, never mind. That was an explosion and a half. So that was a pretty good push from Mr. Nazi over here. Taking him down with the Grenadiers. Whereas on the right side, we see that the Penals and the Flammenwerfer over here, the Agnamiot, as the Russians call it, is doing quite well. And is that going to be a wipe? That is going to be a wipe on the Sturm Pioneers. And the Cube Wagon isn't really doing anything useful. Here, the Penals and the Flamethrower are going to try to do something, but with the double squad there, I don't think that they're going to win that engagement. We have some picks for the Allies as well. Royal Artillery Regiment and Guard Motor Coordination Tactics. So Guard Motor Coordination Tactics obviously gives them the 120mm mortar, the best unit in the game, and they're actually destroying everything here. Rip Cube Wagon from PTRSs. And Royal Artillery doesn't do anything yet, but you know, one day he's gonna get Valentines, which is always interesting. Always interesting to use. The Ghost of Cold Mechanic passed. I usually cast whatever people send me, because honestly, I don't cast that much Company Fears 2 anymore, so I don't really even get to cast everything that you know, viewers send me. So anything is fine, honestly. The Germans use the artillery only, though. My god, that meme is actually really aggravating. It's really annoying. Well, I do love me some 120mm mortar. That is just one of the best units. However, is that going to be a great Satra charge? No. Needs to run away with the sniper. Yep. Natasha there, getting the hell out of there. AEC is on the field for the Brits. That's a good choice as far as dealing with some of what Old Guard is doing is concerned. However, he needs to be careful of packs, needs to be careful of Rakenwerfers, obviously. And right now he's not being all that careful. Like, there could be a mine here. It would be a very good place to put a mine. So, yeah, honestly, just moving in like this is very, very reckless. As he discovers right now, he's going to pop that Panzer Tactician, or AEC Tactician. He still gets Panzerfausted, though, somehow, from the Volksgrenadiers, which is, well, quite not good. He's now trying to move in with the infantry, but we don't have any support coming in from the Soviet player, because he was still reinforcing, and so there goes the AEC cooking the ammunition in the turret. You know, well done by the Rakenwerfer, and now the Brits are running away. There's a half truck moving in here, probably gonna upgrade those flame projectors eventually. But for now, he's gonna use it to help reinforce his stealth machine guns, which is always something I love to see. Look at this. Look at this damage. That's like, you know, 2 bursts and half of the penal squad is already, you know, half of the health is already gone. Plus, they're pinned already. And that was not even with armor-piercing rounds. So that's the usefulness of that ability. It actually makes your machine guns a whole lot better. Of course, this is also useful because it makes your MG stealth if they're standing in cover, which means that the sniper is going to be less effective at picking them off. It's actually very, very, very strong if you can use it correctly, which is rare because, you know, it's not something that everyone really considers when they learn to play. You're just used to putting the machine gun in open terrain so that the guys are not huddled up together and they do not die to one grenade. But hey, mortar pit on the field. So Allies really going for the indirect fire kind of focus, and that's kind of okay. Nice grenade though from the guards. He just got sniped by a PTRS round. Yeah, Majestic is one problem that I see that he has is that he constantly wants to not retreat his units because he does not have the retreat point unlocked. So, yeah, he wants to retreat his units manually. That's been costing him quite a lot. Rifle grenade. Misses. Where are the MGs? Well, one of them is coming up here, but it's not going to get the time to set up the ambush. So, you know, we're not going to see that gloriousness again. However, the MG42 is in big, big trouble because of all of these, you know, British infantry guys. And because of the PTRS here, you know, he has to run away with the half-track. Thankfully, his, you know, smoke bombs was up, so that's pretty good. So that was some great usage of the smoke. Here comes some artillery on the bunker. Interesting choice. In the meantime, the second MG42 is trying to kind of stop this British infantry push, but it's not really being all that effective. What is going to be more effective, though, are these Volksgrenadiers, putting these guys in their place. And here comes the artillery, but it's likely to not be as effective after the first round, but there's a lot of PTRSs coming in from the side, so bunker likely to go down. We have a Schwerpanzer actually setting up in a very aggressive position from Majestic, because there's quite a lot of ways in which this can go badly. There's a lot of line of sight on the left that they can use, the Allies can use, to come in here and take this guy down. He's lucky that Johnny Calcina hasn't gone for the tier 2 yet, and he's probably going to have to do that soon, but he hasn't done that yet, and so he's lucky that he hasn't done that yet, so, you know, no AT guns. Yeah, Veteran C2 on one machine gun, Veteran C1 on the second machine gun. T-70 moves in, but there's a reinforced steel barricade, so he cannot run away. So his flank might turn out very badly. Volksgrenadiers managed to get a Panzerfaust, but yeah, he is escaped. He has escaped. Man, I wonder if the damage boost also works with fire incendiary and piercing rounds. Because if that would be the case, then it would be very effective against light vehicles. But so far we haven't seen that into play. So Old Guard is slowly building up to his late game. Majestic also is doing that, but he's got his headquarters in a place that's relatively unstable. He's also going for some support guns to try to counter the 120mm and the 3-inch mortar emplacement. Peace has gone for the AEC, which means that he is relatively behind on the teching. He's also getting bolster infantry and weapon racks. So spending 50 fuel on upgrading his infantry is gonna again delay his teching by quite a bit. Johnny Calcina is not going for tier 4 yet, despite T-3485's of guard mortar coordination. Instead, he decided to go for DT-70. So this is actually quite a bit of, you know, early to mid-game focus from the Allies, whereas the Germans are looking more towards the late game, you know, from 15 minutes already. So I'm guessing that the Germans soon enough are going to start to get into a relatively good position. All right. So let's check out the... No, that's not Hearts of Iron music. That is from Ace Combat. That single track over there. But yeah, I'm essentially like... putting music from everywhere else that's not Company of Heroes, because Company of Heroes is being retarded. Oh, it doesn't give damage boost, but accuracy. Well, I mean, it's still useful. Oh, okay, I see. It's so that Panzerschrecks are less effective against tanks because they were really strong. And yeah, that was a really terrible AC. That honestly, it was kind of a disgrace to the honor of the British Army. The British got an infantry wiped. Did they? British, I say. They did get an infantry wiped. How? I have no idea. That's actually pretty bad, because, I mean, it would be bad normally, but he's focusing on the infantry, so yeah, losing an infantry squad, pretty not good. He rebuilt it, which is a lot of manpower. He can at least get this one wipe on the Vet 2 Grenadier. Oh, that was just very unfortunate. He did not predict, you know, where the where the infantry was gonna retreat to with the smoke bombs. That was almost a great save with the smoke bombs, but nope. There's an interesting exchange of grenades that's going on. But at close range, the Sturmgewehrs are going to really prevail against the guards. Okay, so here we have the sniper.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
Guards, riflemen.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Alright, bit of a lull in the fighting. He should be really, really afraid of putting his infantry into this building, because if it's got very, very low HP. If it explodes, which it might due to the mortar, the entire squad goes down. We are suffering loss. Oh, damn! That was an artillery strike, was it? No. Because that was just really bad. He's just lost one machine gun, and I guess he just flanked it. Or he just whittled it down with rifle fire. Incredible. There's a second AC though, and that's a bad idea. Because guess what? There's a P4 on the field. It's not going to be enough to reclaim the machine gun here. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Nice teller mine. I do love it when mines get the kills. And yeah, the second AC was even more useless than it could have been. And yet another mine! This time on the Panzer IV. But the Panzer IV doesn't really have any threats around here, because the AT gun is far, far away, still at base. So now the Panzer IV can just walk back around and get back to base safely. Well, these Royal Engineers are scarily bunched up, but they do not die. Right side, we have Majestic trying to rebuild his barricades, and that's scary because he's more vulnerable when he's doing that. Okay, never mind. The T-70 missed. Now he's getting bonkers, man. He's being such a SimCity. Because look at this, 2 support guns, 2 Raketenwerfers, bunkers, barbed wire, and huddling around his trucks. Obviously, the kind of geography around here and general layout of the buildings and what everything is placed in, it's really helping him out because there's a lot of these walls that are hiding his more sensitive stuff, and they're also serving as choke points because the reason he wants to get the barbed wire over here is that, of course, they can funnel the enemy infantry into either here or here, where it can be choke pointed by the machine gun, or by the Schwer Panzer headquarters. So that's obviously what he's trying to do, and that's good. However, he also needs to help his ally. If he can support his ally, he's going to start to put up some pressure on the center, because right now we are in a position where Fjellgard is having to do both, and
We have lost a panzer.
anyway, Ostwind's dead, and Panzer IV is trying to survive, and
Enemy is taking our
I feel like it can do that because it's running back to base. Like, yeah, the Pinos are trying to get in there for the satchel. Will that be enough damage? I'm not sure. And yeah, wow, that was a shot. F. That was a shot and a half. Anyway, what he probably should have done is manually microed the Pinos to get in close, like literally stuck on the Panzer IV. But he might have gotten in the range of the machine gun. Because by selecting X and clicking on the Panzer IV, the unit stops when there's 1 centimeter, within range of throwing the satchel. But in the meantime that they're doing the animation, the Panzer IV is running, and unlike the AT grenades, the animation does not finish if the enemy goes out of range while the animation is going on. So you have that you need to get in very, very close and then throw the satchel, and then that's gonna go well. Still though, I'm not sure if that would have been enough. Sniper up to 22 kills, and that was a good grenade. RGD-33 proving its superiority once again. Panzer Grenadiers are now on the field for Old Guard, and that's obviously quite good synergy with the ambush training, but looks like he's getting destroyed by his own MG42. Honestly, now he's going to be probably looking at 1, bolstering his armored force, and 2, trying to get some arty on the field, because honestly, he needs to break the enemy defensive front, and arty is going to be necessary for that. That is very sad when the vet-free MG gets flanked. But to be honest, the Allies can't really do too much with this, because this Panzer IV is just such a beast that they can down infantry, which is why Panzer IVs are really underrated. Like, honestly, for the Wehrmacht especially. These tanks are cheap as hell. 120 fuel. That's only a quarter more than a T-34-85, or technically, if you're looking from the T-34-85's perspective, it's a third more. Sorry, not T-34-85, T-34-76. And yeah, they're really damn effective. They're good against everything. They, don't have the most armor. In fact, they have pretty crappy armor, but yeah, everything else is great. So, use B4s. And oh, a Pack 43. I love Pack 43s. Johnny Calcina, Johnny Women's Panties. Wow. It's a Brazilian meme. Really now, the animation is sticky? Because I certainly did not see that happen. But yeah, I'm gonna take your word for it. Anyway, so yeah, we have the glorious fucking Pack 43. Everyone loves this thing. I am kidding. Everyone hates it. I hope, at least. Actually, me too. Who sees him? I don't. There we are. Snipers here. In fact, you could counter snipe with this thing. If you use hold fire, you could probably counter snipe with it with the accuracy bonus. Which is really ridiculous, but it's also kind of funny. Anyway, Pack 43 is up, and it does not have prioritized vehicles. This already pisses me off with tank destroyers, but imagine with Pack 43s. The greatest thing ever. Also, getting a Pack 43 when the enemy has a 120mm. I'm not sure about this. Yeah, big Panzer IV going up top. And there's no Piats over here. Oh, looks like he hit a mine. But he's gonna get his MG42 back. That's great. Nice grenade. But I'm guessing that this Panzer IV is in big trouble because he doesn't have enough munitions for the smoke. He needs to just stand and fight, and he's gonna beat the AT gun, you know, from the front. Well done. Actually destroys the AT gun, and he was on top of a mine. So he blows up not only the AT gun, but also the mine. This Panzer Grenadiers is like, oh god, they just threw a piece of a gate at me, but he's very low on HP. He probably needs to run away. Eats a mortar shell to the face, just fucking Hans the Terminator over here, doesn't care. Anyway, the Allies have a pretty big advantage right now going because they have 3 VPs, they have the triple cap, and they also seem to have some nice artillery coming in. So we have Katyushas, we have concentration barrages from the British base, and we have the 120mm mortar falling down on the Pack 43. But the Germans have won that engagement to the north kind of spectacularly, and now they can essentially cap center and north. After that, they've also put the Brits in a very bad position without AT guns, without mines either, because honestly they've destroyed most of them. They've either hit or destroyed all of them. And this half-track not being upgraded into a flame half-track was a great choice because now he's able to just reinforce on the field in a way that the British just are not able to do because they were not, you know, they couldn't invest enough manpower into a forward assembly anywhere. And now with the 2 Panzer IVs, he's got an anti-infantry cleanup squad to help support his, you know, squishy, fleshy units. So that's quite great. And honestly, if he were feeling a little bit more ballsy, he could be going for the 3-inch mortar emplacement, and he is. He also finds out that there, is a T-70 light tank over there, but he misses it. Or rather, the Panzer IVs miss all the shots. He destroys a fuel cache. I'm guessing it was a fuel. This one is a munitions. And he does not go after the mortar because it's on brace. So he's kind of like, nah, don't want to do that. So yeah, that was a great little push for the Germans. Yeah, Hans the Terminator, man. Well, obviously it's got better armor there at T-34-76. But not that much. And you hope that the Soviet guy is not brain dead or he's going to lose all his armor to the Pack. Well, you never know with Pack 43s. And also, there isn't really that much Soviet armor yet. In fact, there's going to be no Soviet armor in just a little bit. There it goes. Searing artillery being called in. That seems definitely a little bit more... Oh, is this going to be a crush? Okay, no, he's like, don't want any part in this. Is he kind of baiting the guards? No, okay, they're not dumb enough to walk into the artillery wall. And actually, wow, even smoke. I think that was a wasted smoke bombs. That's a good kill. Oh, the fuel cache. Because honestly, if he had been kiting away with the Panzer IVs and kind of channeling the guards into this narrow killing field, he would have gotten so many awesome kills on expensive infantry. Instead, he's now on open terrain. The guards are a little bit more, you know, protected, and they've got vehicle buttoning going on. So yeah, that's okay. He's now gonna get smoke bomb number 2. Damn, this is quick to reload. So he's gonna get another smoke bomb and break the vehicle buttoning. Lots of airburst shells falling down on the machine guns, and that's the end of the vet-free machine gun, which is of course very, very bad. However, there's also an MG34 here that's helping to defend in a bunker, so it's not like the Soviet infantry can really break through in any way. Churchill is on the field for peace. I'm not sure about this one. I don't think that the Churchill is like the best vehicle ever, but I can see why he would go for it, I guess. He just wants something to support his infantry against like Panzer IVs, and the Churchill is going to be adequate enough for that. Oh, he missed. That's incredibly unlucky for him. Still though, still think that a Comet would have been more useful, but he obviously wanted the anvil tactics. Anyway, we have the T-34-85 trying to move in, destroys the half-track. He's trying to finish off the Panzer IV medium tank, but he was turning the turret to fire at full health Panzer IV, so he was not, you know, in any position to kill the guy. Nice usage of the backpack 43. He was able to turn around and fire into the flank of the T-34. So despite the loss of the half-track, which is not the, you know, it's not that good, because that was actually being very useful. Despite that loss, this overall I still feel like is a good trade for the Nazis. Still though, this is going to allow the British infantry just to swarm across the left-hand side with the support of the Churchill, because there's not, you know, there's only one Panzer IV and not 2. Stug is now being built by Old Guard, which is, I think, a pretty bad idea, honestly. I would have gone for more Panzer IVs because, like, Stugs, it's like, you know, it's gonna penetrate the Churchill a little bit more than a P4, but it's not that superior. And honestly, except for the target weak point, it doesn't really have anything going for it. Especially when the enemy has such a strong infantry force that you need to, in some way, keep at bay. More Panzer IVs would have been very, very good for this, and it would have also lightened the micro load, which is, you know, never underestimate this. Like, even if you're really good at micro, and Old Guard definitely isn't all that bad, because he's been able to really manage his units. You know, you just want less micro. Like, and if you have, you know, a lot of units of the same type, that's gonna make it definitely easier. Now, obviously, this is no excuse to just dumb down your army and spam. Damn, that's a lot of artillery coming in from the Allied side. Look at this. It's just a constant barrage of British 25-pounders and Soviet Katyusha rockets. But is it going to be enough to break the German SimCity and the German defenses? Not sure. Is Peace going to try to get a 17-pounder? Because I feel like that's what he's building up towards. Like, he's going to try to get a 17-pounder here to help against the tanks in this area. And now he's got a Sexton. And the Sexton is going to help against enemy artillery trying to destroy the 17-pounder, and also going to be putting pressure on the right side. Not sure. There goes a Folks Grenadier. Yes. Dead. Also, Majestic has 400 fuel, and he's going for a Lux. Why not a Puma? Like, obviously he wants to hunt down Katyusha and Sexton. But can the Lukes even penetrate the Sexton? Honestly, I feel like the Puma would be a lot better for this. He also needs to get some, you know, late game armor on the field. He's got 400 fuel. I myself would be going for the KT because I'm a fan of tanks that can kill enemy infantry. But he might be, you know, a Panther fanboy, so he might also go for the Panther. Yeah, look at this. This is why the Panzer IVs are good. 24-18. 42 kills already. Enemy MG dead. So Vickers is dead, and Vickers number 2 is also dead. So he can probably steal one and take the other. Sorry, destroy one and take the other. We're gonna see if he sends up some engineers to recap this, and the Panzer IVs are just dominating the north. You know, they're doing their job. And it looks like he's gonna go for a lot of different types of units. So he's got 2 Stugs, 2 Panzers, and then he's also going for an Ostwind, which is gonna make his, you know, make his job a little bit more difficult, I feel like. And I feel like this Panzer IV is also going to die. Nice usage of the smoke bombs. Well done, just saving his Panzer IV at the last possible second. Stugs providing some good support against the Churchill, but, you know, this thing is slow enough that if you do not want to fight it, you can probably just run away. And look at this sneaky guy. You know, as cunning as a lynx, they say. And, yeah, he's waiting for his opportunity to strike. He's going to get around and try to destroy this Katyusha. Where's the Sexton? It's also over here.
We have 200 points now.
Well, actually not, because it's been a while. I could play as Croatia in like another mod, or I could play that mod as another country. I don't remember. And yeah, I agree with Spectre, because unupgraded half tracks are very, 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 very underrated. They're pretty great. Here comes the Ostwind. Aw. If that would have been a wipe, that would have been really funny. Anyway, Vickers is back up here. I wonder if, like, this is only the animation, or is it actually keeping the armor-piercing rounds? Because this is the animation for the armor-piercing rounds, which do more damage and obviously do a little bit more. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Mine is hit. I wonder if it's just the animation that is kept, even if you recrew the machine gun. Because that normally comes up at Vet 2 for the British Vickers. But I don't know, even if you recrew it, it's like it's stored in the weapon. And ooh, Strug is dead. Well, that was some good play from that Zis-free. And also help, of course, from everything else. Lots of smoke going down, you know, both the Churchill and the smoke bomb. So we have some 420 blazed, and here we have the 2 Luxes going after the base. But there's a T-3485. Where's the Katyusha? It's dead. Okay, so they managed to take out objective number 1, and it looks like they can take care of the Ostwinds. Or sorry, not the Ostwinds, the Sextons, but they do not have the firepower. Was that worth it? He sacrificed like 110 fuel. No, that's not the price. 120 fuel. 120 fuel to take out bloody 90 or something. 80. 85. And that's what happens when you don't play Company of Heroes all that much. You just forget everything's like exact prices, but you remember everything, you know, more or less how much it costs. Anyway, Field Guard It's going to be calling the GG well played because peace has dropped out. And to be honest, the Axis were definitely on the upswing, but the Allies did have a chance. It's honestly kind of sad that he dropped because so far it had been a pretty great game. But it was never to be. It was never meant to be. Yeah. Lots of good usage of mines. Good usage of units that you do not see used very often, nor used, nor like abilities and doctrines that you get to see a lot, like, you know, the Storm Doctrine, you know, a lot of OKW bunkers, the OKW SimCity, the OKW Wire, then, you know, 120mm mortar plus the sniper, which was very effective, and for the Brits, he kind of derped. I feel like he kind of derped. And obviously, you know, the stealth MGs, that was very, very good. And then the tier 3 based, like, late game play, I really like this one because it was just, you know, it was just well executed. Nice Panzerfaust. That is the end of the T-3485, but it might also be the end of the LAFH artillery. If he stops, because, oh, well, never mind. Right, the Pack 43 exists. And that's the end of Johnny Calcina. So, yeah. Oh, Grey Shot also casted this one. Okay. Well, I'm gonna check out the cast later just to see what different takes we had on it. Yeah, essentially, right now, I think I'm gonna end the stream. But I do want to thank y'all for joining me. And I'm not sure when I'm gonna be streaming more. Perhaps the next one I'll make it a Hearts of Iron because I've been streaming Company of Heroes a lot lately. And I feel like some Hearts of Iron is in order. And yeah, if you like Hearts of Iron, also check out, there's going to be if you're a fan, especially of the Fallout mod, I'm going to upload later a video about a sub-mod that's very cool for Old World Blues in Fallout 4. Fallout 4, retarded. Hearts of Iron 4. It just works. And yeah, that was Soviet Storm. It was just a lot of random music being just pumped together. And yeah, I'll remind everyone again, if you're not in my channel's Discord, this is the invite. So do join. You focus more on the Axis perspective. Well, I mean, I do like to look at the allies usually a little bit more. And yeah, it was fun. See you, El Tirador, and see you to everyone. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good evening, wherever you are. If you're in California, it's a good day. If you're in Chicago, it's a good afternoon and a good lunch, most likely. Yeah, you're around lunchtime. If it's Europe, like here, it's good evening. If you're in Russia, good night. Bye.